Hello and welcome to another episode of Coffeefusion. This week we're going to be doing a review of a fairly new grinder on the market, the Comandante C40 hand grinder. I'm going to review this grinder for you and give you some information about how it works. Lots of people have been interested in this, so let's get right into it. Okay guys, so you can see here the grinder comes in three main parts, okay? We've got the body, which is the most important part of it. That's got the burrs in it to grind your coffee. So that's that there. You've got the little crank there that you add to the top, and the little jar that collects the coffee in the bottom. So if you look at this body here, the main part of it, it's a pretty great design. If you look at the bottom, so you can see here you've got the grind adjustment here, so you can adjust it to make the grinder obviously coarser or finer as you need to. At the moment I've only used this grinder for filter, so using a fairly coarse grind, but I've been having some really good coffees out of it, so it's really good. The way to adjust the grind is pretty simple. You just put the crank in at the top, and then when you've got the crank in, you can adjust this just by clicking coarser or finer. I've got that set up pretty well now for the filter, so I'm going to leave it where it is. Alright guys, so let's see how we go making a coffee with this. We'll start off by weighing out some coffee. So the recipe for the pour over I'm going to use today is 18 grams of coffee and 300 grams of water. That's the recipe I like to go with. So we're going to start off by measuring out that coffee. So when I weigh this out, I always allow a little bit extra, so I usually go to 18.5 grams. So there we go, we got that there. Now we just load this coffee into the grinder. And then this just screws onto the bottom like so. So here comes the fun part, and it's interesting when you're grinding the coffee yourself, you can really feel it, and I quite like it, so let's get into that. There we go. Okay guys, so I've reset up here a little bit. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to wet your paper filter. So we're just going to do that now. Once I've done that, I'm just going to sort of discard that water. Now whenever you're brewing filter, you always want to be using water that's just off the boil. So I'm going for 94 degrees. If you use boiling water, you will burn the coffee before you start. It's also good to preheat your jug that you're going into and the pour over as well. So here's the ground coffee that we've got in here. So I'll just screw this off. And the coffee we're using today is La Esperanza from Colombia. It's roasted by a new roastery close to where I live called Humblebee. That's the coffee there. Beautiful filter roast. I've really been enjoying it. If you're on the Facebook page, you would have been noticing some updates with that coffee involved. So we've added that there, 18 grams. And now we want to measure out the water. So what I'm going to do, just tear this off. And then I'm going to weigh out that 300 grams of water. There we go. So now I'll just move this for you so you can see what's going on there. So first of all, we want to soak these grounds here. So just pour that in, pour it this way. So we want to saturate all these grounds. There we go. And here I usually let 30 seconds pass. So I get the timer going there. Now once we get this first saturation and that 30 seconds pass, I just want to keep the water level just above, sort of just saturating the grinds, and I'll repeat this a little bit of water at a time until we've used the 300 mils. It's a very simple process, makes beautiful coffee, and of course that Commandant hand grinder is giving us really good grinds to start off with as well, which definitely helps the process. So the thing when you're making filter coffee, it's really important you let it cool a little bit. As the coffee cools, you get to appreciate more of the kind of delicate intricacies of the coffee. So you don't want it to be cold obviously, although you can serve it cold. But you just let it cool down just a little bit more before you start to enjoy it. Cool, so this is cooled a little bit now. Have a taste. Yeah, really nice flavours going on. So, some people have been wondering with the Commandant hand grinder. There have been some mixed reviews, some people saying the burrs are misaligned and things like that. All I can go off is the one that I have and the coffees that I've been drinking out of it, and I'm super happy with it. I would buy this grinder again in a heartbeat. All the filters I've had have been amazing. Obviously I'm using really good coffee, which helps. One thing, when there's no coffee in the grinder, sometimes the burrs can be out of line. It works on a spring system, so there is a little bit of give when there's no actual coffee in top of the hopper here. But as soon as you load the coffee in, the grinds are really even, and certainly all the results I've had have been really, really good. So yeah, there you go, that's the review. So guys, thank you for watching my review on the Commandant C40 hand grinder. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked the video, feel free to like it and share it with your friends. If you've seen someone wondering about this grinder, make sure you show them this video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And thank you very much. Remember, Coffeefusion is bringing coffee lovers together. Why are you still watching me? This is a bit weird. Guys, just off you go. Yeah, no, seriously, it's time to. The video's over. Come on. Back to your internet. Off you go. Go on. This is weird now. Could you just, you know, go somewhere else? Watch another video. Seriously, like I've made lots of videos. You don't have to keep watching this one. This one's over.